I mean, like, it was a bitch to open. You'd have to get both hands underneath that door and reef to get this thing open. And I walked into my room for whatever reason. I can't remember. I walked into my room to grab something, and I came back out into the hallway to go back into the kitchen. And, like, in between, I don't know how to explain this properly, but, like, the hallway completely was blocked off by the attic door, which was somehow miraculously open. And I didn't hear it get open, which, again, you have to reef on this fucking door to open it. Blew my mind.
That's crazy.
I'll never forget about it. I still don't really believe in ghosts, but it did freak me the fuck out. It freaked me the fuck out. I was like, man, this door.
Let me say mine. No. One time.
Did you go upstairs to say hi?
Ah, fuck the attic.
I had a similar experience, but except like I was home alone and everything at 4 in the morning in a cup from the kitchen. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Just the cabinet door to it had a lock on it, you know, and because it had alcohol and shit in it, and I would tend to get into it. My parents would lock it, but anyways, there was like a cup in there, and it literally fell over and hit the floor. When I looked to see what had fallen, bro, the cabinet thing was open, and the cup had fallen.
Don't got siblings? I'd explain it, but hey.
But it don't make no sense because it had a lock. Yeah, and it had a lock.
Hey, locks don't mean nothing.
Nah, bro.
It means there's a key somewhere.
You don't understand, though. Like, it was crazy.
But I guess being home alone, yeah.
In the woods, too, to make any things better.
Oh, it's a Death Slinger. It's Dirty Uncle Steve.
Yeah, that'd definitely be creepy.
Being a home in the woods alone at the indoor is pretty
Oh yeah, where I grew up, man, I lived in the middle of bumfuck nowhere as well. Woods all around. It was great, because growing up, I'd always ride the dirt bike in the woods. Go to town and fucking hang out. Hear coyotes all night. Some people would find that scary, but growing up with it, I mean, I felt like home.
Right.
You guys doing gens? I'm looping the square.
I'll never forget that. Freaked me the fuck out.
I keep doing gens, but I hear him every time I get back to my gen. And hear adrenaline rush.
I remember someone, I think, I told my parents when they got home that week about that story I'd said. And they tried to explain it off to me as like, oh, you know, wood gets like bigger and then shorter and then bigger. I'm like, you guys are really trying to tell me to explain this away, but that door has never once in my life been easy to open. Open to win.
Explain it again, what happened?
Oh, for me, I walked into my room to grab something one day, and I don't know how to explain this, but I had to walk from the kitchen to my room, which is like through a hallway, and then I grabbed something. This is the weirdest part, is because I walked from the kitchen to my room to grab something really quickly. It was super quick, and then I turned around to go back into the kitchen, and I enter the hallway, and the attic door is wide open. Like, I can't go through the hallway because the attic door is wide open. and it freaked me out because I, for one, didn't hear the door open, and for two, I was so quick. I remember I can't remember if I was grabbing a lighter, I was grabbing some smokes, I was grabbing something, and it was like a 2-second journey to my room and back.
So in other words, the attic door, does it come down like a stairway or something? It does come down
a stairway, but it's...
No, I mean like when the attic door's open, is it like hanging down from the roof?
No, it's a door. It's an actual just door. That's why.
That's why I can't put
it together. It's actually just a door. Like imagine a door that leads into like a little closet room that eventually has like this steep stairwell. Like imagine a broom closet that leads to a steep stairwell. That's what this door entered to.
So the door was open then?
The door was wide open, and not only that, but this door has no door handle. It's never had a door handle. And this door, and I've never once opened it without having to get both hands underneath and reef on it. Like, I mean, sometimes it takes 2 reefs to open that fucking thing. But the fact that it opened, and I didn't hear like a big squeak, like, you know, like wood, like squeaking open. I can't think of how that happened. Because even when I went to close it, I remember I had to close it, and it took like a big shove to close it.
So the hallway's small enough that the door blocks the hallway?
The door blocks the whole hallway. I almost ran straight into the fucking door, yeah.
should have walked up there and been like, "Hello, ghost, is
No,
anyone here?"
So then would you just
freaked
push
me
it
out. Gave me the
closed?
most I pushed it closed and walked away. I was so freaked. I remember I think I was gaming, because I've always been a gamer, and I was on my headset. So I told whoever the fuck I was playing at the time, I was like, man, I just had the weirdest experience. And I'll never forget it. That was the weirdest experience.
And nobody
I
was
had
home
someone
with
living in
you?
my attic. No, I was home alone for a weekend.
So either the door, like they're saying the wood
I
expands
told my mom and dad, and they said
contracts.
the wood expands and extracts. Yeah, my ass, because I've never had the door randomly open. Never. My whole 17
Well,
years I've lived in that.
what if it was like slightly loose, like it was already unjammed, and then it just kind of like
Maybe.
something caused it to.
But wouldn't you notice it? Because it wouldn't be a little jar with the wall, and that would bug me with my OCD. Like,
But if you weren't thinking about it and didn't notice it.
it's a hallway I pass through every day. I would notice.
Oh, I'm going to second stage over here.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out.
Too late.
Bro, wait, how did you do that?
Man, you called that out so late, man. I'm sitting here talking about that story. Either way, I still don't really believe it goes too often. It just freaked me out. And that's the only theory I have that's like kind of ghostly related. Unless someone was living in my attic. That's the only other option.
Well, I mean,
there was a time when I was homeless there for like a couple weeks, and I went up to visit some different country and whatnot, so that explained that.
so there could be an explanation that's not supernatural, or it could be.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Supernatural.
I'm dead.
But
Well, it was one with the wood. That's what my parents were saying. I don't believe it. It's never been easy to open.
I have a question. Did one of y'all have hacks?
Hacks?
What's that?
That is super not sports friendly.
Bro, I don't know. I watched one of y'all go across the map at rapid speed, and then now I just got off the killer, and then he just, like, it's pulling me away from him. I don't even know what's going on at this point.
well,
I think it's.
So what was your theory about how it was not? It was not.
If y'all are, I fucking love y'all. Just know that.
What was your theory there, Troy? I want to hear. What was
Well,
the legitimacy?
that's probably Troy Jiggleweather.
You're the man with the plan.
I got dropped in front of the gate. What the heck?
Alright, well, I got a gate open, guys.
Oh, he's opened up the gate. He wants us
I
out.
opened both. They're both open. They're both open.
He Troy Jiggleweathered us.
Oh no! Oh no!
Turn on your hack. Okay, we gotta go back.
Oh,
Turn on
is-
your hacks, Troy Typical Weather. Come on, hack it out. Hack your way out. Crawl, super speed crawl. Crawl. Super speed crawl.
He's trying to Troy Jiggleweather us. Why do you
Yeah, you
open the
know
gate
me.
and then he's slugging? That doesn't make any sense.
Because he's upset with Troy Jiggleweather's skills because they keep looping him.
Crawl out. Oh, good job.
Freedom!
Did we all?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think the wood is the most likely one, but I stand by the fact that my whole life, every year going to get like the Christmas tree that was up in the attic, every year going to get like old toys to go, so every year going to get whatever the fuck was in the attic. You had to reef on the door, so I don't know how it opened randomly without no one.
You had to like really yank on it to.
I mean, it usually took 2 yanks with your fingers underneath this door, pulling it out. I don't know. It was.
So
Well, here's
none of y'all-
the misconception with ghosts is that people tend to think of ghosts as the spirits of dead people that were once alive, but that's not what they would be.
Yeah, he has a point.
But what they are is they are supernatural. There is a supernatural world, but what they are demons. They're fallen angels,
For the most
and they're satanic, like fallen angels.
I've been
They
told
are
that a couple.
they are demons, but what they do is pretend like they're dead loved ones. They get people to think that they're like, oh, it's your grandpa it's the spirit of your grandpa, and he, you know, he wants to give you a message, and the message is always one of like, oh, I'm at peace, and I'm in the other realm, and I'm here, and I'm watching you, and I'm proud of you, and weird stuff like that. Yeah. But it's always because when people lose a loved one, like somebody who loses a child or something, or a mother, or a sister, or brother,
they'll do anything to get them back. They'll do anything.
Yeah, well, they're so hurt, and they want to believe that their loved one is like reaching out to them and communicating with them. So these demons, right? The demons actually, they're in the world with us today. So like, let's say like a demon might have known my father and my grandfather and my great grandfather and my sister, brother. So they've been around, and they know things that only your family member might know, that might be like some kind of secret information that was only between like you and another person, or only and so they know the details. So they'll come back and be like, oh, the red lipstick case from the 4th of July, that such and such. And so people would be like, oh, well, only my sister would have known that because it was something between me and her, and it was just...
you have the best, you are explaining the best theory I've ever heard, to be honest. Like, this makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. It really does. And yes, you have a point. But then they're like, well, only they knew that.
Yeah, like, so that's why people believe that it's their dead relative, because they're being told things that are so like, you know, whatever, private information, or things that would mean they would have a significance. But it's because the demons are actually like, you know, round and about, like they're around, and they know about your you know, your dog that died, and well, let's say for me, like in 2012, you know, or whatever the case is, they know like all these certain things about your history, and they've been around for thousands of years, so they would know things about like your parents and your grandparents and your uncles, and so they have all this information. And what they do is they communicate it through what is called a medium, like somebody who claims to be talking to dead people. And so these people open themselves up to the spirits, and the spirits do give them messages, but the spirits are evil spirits, they're demonic, and they're communicating messages through a person who has allowed themselves to kind of be possessed by the spirit.
Exactly.
And it's really dangerous stuff. You really should not be messing with it, but people feel this comfort, like they feel like, you know, their dead relative is reaching out to them, communicating with them, so they want to believe it so badly. And then especially it's confirmed by all the things that they're saying, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever the memories are, whatever these special moments or times or things that they would only know about are being communicated to them, so they're convinced all the more. And they're like, I know it was my brother because of this, but really... And ultimately, the demons are trying to... they're lying spirits, and their ultimate goal really is to keep you away from the truth, and to keep you away from the spiritual things that would actually lead you to God and towards God. They want to like take you in a different direction by getting you to believe a lie. Ultimately, that's their goal. Ultimately, their goal is they want people to go to hell. Right. And they're doing everything that they can to send you in a direction that is towards hell by believing things that aren't true.
Right.
Like if I were to summarize it, that's their ultimate.
So you're saying it's not butter?
Yeah, correct. It's not butter. It's definitely not butter.